Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Swati. So today I would like to give important points of cell biology, which is the one part of fourth semester botany syllabus. Okay, so let us move in unit 1 cell biology. So this is a unit 1 cell biology. So in that first topic is the cell wall. So in the cell wall, what are the important points? So the cell wall mainly having the three layers: middle lamella, primary cell wall, and secondary cell wall. Right? So primary cell wall, I mean that is a first form layer that is forming during the cell division, right? This is composed of calcium, magnesium, and peptides. And primary cell wall also chemically that is mainly composed of cellulose, hemicellulose, and pectin. This is having the elastic nature, and due to this reason, it helps in increase the cell value. Okay, secondary cell wall, this is the later formed layer. These are the three very important layer. And coming to that ultrastructure of the cell wall is very important. So the what is the chemical nature of the cell wall? So we already discussed the cellulose, hemicellulose, pectins, lignins. These are the main chemical components of the cellulose. So you have tried the two points about each one. For example, cellulose. This is a structural framework like polysaccharides, and this is also having the polymer of the DD glucose. And the hemicellulose are non-cellulosic polysaccharides, and this forms the hydrogen bonds, okay, with the cellulosic fibrils. So like pectin, these are the mainly located in the middle lamellum, and this having the plastic nature, means the elastic nature. Okay, and next to the chemical nature, chemically, cellulose is the main component of the cell wall, right? So what is the cellulose here? Seeing the diagram, once see this diagram. So cellulose is mainly having that form of fine strands that is also called as a macrofibril. This is a green color. Okay, this is made with the microfibrils. These are the microfibrils, almost 250 microfibrils will be there in this. And in turn, means in the end of the microfibrils, that having that small aggregate that is called as micelles, or we also call as elementary fibrils. So these showing here 100 parallelly arranged cellulose chains. These only here called as the polymer of D-glucose. So this is the important thing in the cell wall ultrastructure, means chemical structures, right? And next coming to that plasma membrane. So in the plasma membrane, this is inside the cell wall structure. So plasma membrane having almost the cell organelle is also having this membrane that is called as the cell membrane. Means plasma membrane and then cell membrane together or collectively we can also call as biological membranes. So right, and what is the structure of plasma membrane? So this once you see this diagram, plasma membrane generally is made with lipids and proteins. So to explain the structure, here models will be there: fluid mosaic model, sandwich model, unit membrane model, and micellar model. So what is the here fluid mosaic model? Means here uh, like here lipids and proteins will be there, means these are the, see white color, so these are the lipids. So this is in the fluid nature. So in this fluid or in the sea of lipids, the purple color, these are the proteins, means this resembles like a icebergs, right? So that is the reason this name as a fluid mosaic model by the single cell. Okay, next sandwich model. This is this diagram you see. So here also lipids are means sandwiched between the two protein layers. There are top and the bottom proteins are there. Inside two layers, means bilayer lipid will be there in the center. So this is called as a sandwich model, and this is also called as a Danieli-Davidson model. So same thing is a unit membrane model, same this one only, but the different here, the proteins are two types of proteins will be there at the top and then bottom. Next micellar model, this is completely different from these three because this is a non-lamellar or closed pattern. These are the lipids and these are the proteins. So these models are very important, and especially fluid mosaic model and sandwich model is important. Next, two functions. What is the function of the plasma membrane? So here the plasma membrane generally is called as semi-permeable membrane. Why? Because that is not allowed everything inside to the cell or from out means to the outside the cell, because that is means selectively permeable membrane, that which is necessary. So those things only will allowed inside. Means that actually that plasma membrane has a dual responsibility. on one hand, it must retain the dissolved materials of the cell so that they don't simply leak out into the environment. And while other side, it must allow the necessary materials into the cell and out of the cell. So that is the reason plasma membrane acts as a selectively permeable barrier. And other than here, see here diffusion. What is a diffusion? We know it's like water or any gases that move through the cell membrane from a region of like high concentration to the region of low concentration, right? So here actually this is spontaneous process. So that is the reason this is also called as a passive diffusion, because there is no use of energy here. That is a random movement of these things like water or any substance. Okay, and the transport, active transport means that is required of energy. Why? Because here to transport to the membrane that is against the concentration gradient, then require the energy or expenditure of energy in the form of ATP. So then that is called here active transport. And other than this active transport means we can give examples like what we call charged ions like sodium plus and potassium plus. These are electrons using these under the active transport, right? Next thing is the bulk transport. So in the bulk transport, now what we have to focus here, two things will be there. Means large particles. Okay, means entry of the macromolecules or large particles through these bulk transport. So in this again, like what we call exocytosis and endocytosis will be there. So here exocytosis, and what is the difference between two means? For example, exocytosis is there. I mean that is the means whatever the extra particles are removed by that plasma membrane. So that is called as a exocytosis. In endocytosis means here two types will be there, phagocytosis and phagocytosis. So what is a phagocytosis? Means the ingestion of large sized, right? So large sized particles, okay, so they are through the plasma membrane, they are entered through the plasma membrane, that is called phagocytosis. Commonly this is called as cell eating, right? And second thing is here pinocytosis. Pinocytosis, this is also called cell drinking, because this is the cellular uptake of smaller particles or sometimes the liquids. Example we can give as the proteins. So this is these two under the endocytosis, and this is exocytosis. This is also called cell vomiting. Okay, means extra things are means that is discharged outside, right? These are the main functions of the plasma membrane. And next nucleus. Okay, right? So we all know nucleus is the heart of the cell, right? So here almost means all the cells are DNA, that is replicate, transcript, everything, all metabolisms under the nucleus. Then what is the structure of the nucleus? So here the nucleus contains here what are the parts here? Nuclear envelope, nucleoplasm, chromatin fibers, nucleolus. So what is here nuclear envelope? Means see this diagram, so this name only is there, that is the envelope like structure, right? So that is the covered inside the parts and protect that nucleoplasm everything. So here the that nuclear membrane here, double membrane, outer membrane will be there, inner membrane, and you are seeing the interrupted areas, these called as a nuclear pores. And next to nucleoplasm, so inside the protein just like a cytoplasm, this is also fluid transparent thing. Okay, and this is also called as a nuclear sap and karyolim. Because why this is called as a karyolim? Because see here thread like structures means chromatin fibers are present in the nucleoplasm, so that is the reason this is also called as a karyolim, right? And next, what is the chromatin fibers? Here just now I told you chromatin fiber thread like structures. These only actually during the cell division they become like thick ribbon like structure, they are called as a chromosomes. So these are present in the nucleoplasm. Next, nucleolus, you are seeing the just like ball like structure, this is called as nucleolus. So these points you have to mention, and the last you have to write the functions of the nucleus. What is the function of the metabolism, right? All metabolisms under the controlled by the nucleus, and heredity, so that is also by the this nucleus. So these are the main important, and this very important question also. And next, nucleic acids. We all know nucleic acids are two types will be there, no? So DNA and then RNA. So in the DNA also we have to mainly focus on the Watson-Crick model, the structure of the DNA. Okay, what is the DNA structure according to the Watson-Crick model? Means the DNA molecules, they are, see here this diagram means this is made up of the two polynucleate strands, or we can also call as the chains also. So here these two strands of DNA molecules, their oriental anti-parallel, right? How anti-parallel? One strand runs 5 prime to 3 prime and another runs 3 prime to the 5 prime. So this is the generally anti-parallel orientation, and their adenine purine means that jointed with, okay, like means adenine they joined with the thiamine and guanine with cytosine. That is the base pairs. And again, see these are the turns. They're showing the turn. Each turn, okay, that's showing that base pairs. Actually, general normal DNA that shows the 10 base pairs. Okay, and base pairs we call the angle between them 3.4 angstroms, and each DNA that molecules you have two grooves means that folding. See here, one is the larger one is the shorter one. This is the shorter one. This is the larger one. This is one called as a major. This one called as a smaller means minor groove. Okay, so these points you have to mention in the main points in the Watson-Crick model. Okay, and next coming to the RNA and replication of DNA, means this is the function of the DNA. So in the means this is of course in prokaryotes as well as the eukaryotes. This is a prokaryotes diagram. So what is the main points of the replication? See here in the replication of in the prokaryotes, you have to mention the mainly three things here. First is the initiation step here, and next elongation, and next termination here. Okay, so here which enzymes are helpful? So here in the first, the DNA replication here begins here with the help of the helicase enzyme. Okay, and next this is the actually due to this helicase enzyme that starts separate the two strands from each other by that melting of DNA that producing, see here, Y-shaped fork in the origin. And next has here two strands separate, no? Then their bases are exposed, right? So then that enzyme, which one RNA polymerase enzyme will be help here, okay, to read these what we call base. Okay, what is the sequence of it? So like which enzymes are helps to the this is also important here. And next elongation. So for elongation here mainly that is helped by the DNA polymerase 3. Okay, so here the first actually the replication of here 3 prime to 5 prime strand, that means that is a will produce means the replication of the second strand here from the 5 prime to 3 prime strand means that is a discontinue. So this is called as Okazaki fragments. This is also called as here one is this is one is a lagging strand, and this one is without breaking. So this is called as a leading strand. So these are the main points you have to focus. Later the termination part, when the termination is signaled by specific sequence like TER elements or TER proteins. So whenever they reach to, so then automatically the replication will be stopped. So these points, okay. So one is the leading strand and the loading strand. Which enzymes are helpful? So that is also very important in the replication of DNA. So these enzymes separately the DNA polymerase to 1, 2, 3. So this is also important because the short question will come about that DNA polymerase, right? And next coming to the RNA. So here RNA also we have to write about the structure and types also very important because three types will be there. That is where is it located in the RNA? We know means cytoplasm as well as the ribosomes. So the DNA located in the nucleus, right? So here mRNA means messenger RNA. In the name only is it. That means that gives the genetic message, right? And next to RNA means ribosomal RNA and the tRNA. This is very important. The short question about the tRNA. This is also called as the clover leaf model. Okay, so it's having the arms, three very important arms like a thiamine arm and here DHU arm and this is antisense codon because this is a recognized the 3 prime site because this is amino acids binding site. Okay, so these are the outlines of the tRNA. So this is also important for the short question. And yeah, next to chromosomes. So chromosomes also actually these are the very important. Where is the location of the chromosomes, ma? Because it's the nucleus, right? So this is also containing of the DNA as well as the proteins. So what is the main structure or the morphology? If you see the morphology here, what is the main components of the chromosomes? Chromatid, centromere, telomere, second. What is the chromatid here? These the two arm-like structures are there. These are called the chromatid, and they are joined together by the centromere. Next to telomere, that is to show the polarity now, so that is called as the telomere. And extra, other than the primary construction means centromere, secondary construction also will be present in this. So this is the oral morphology of the chromosomes. And one more important thing, karyotype. What is the karyotype actually means? That is the whole set of the chromosomes and in their size, also means what is the behavior of the chromosomes, everything we can see in the karyotype, and the diagrammic representation of the karyotype is called as a ideogram. So that is the main important points. Actually, of course, this symmetrical, asymmetrical also types also will be there in the karyotype. And heterochromatin, euchromatin also very important. Sometimes they are asking the difference between the heterochromatin and euchromatin. So heterochromatin means they are like dark, means they are stainly dark in color like this. Okay, and next highly condensed means they are grouped. Okay, they are joined together like so. That is called as heterochromatin. Euchromatin lightly stained. Okay, so this is called as a euchromatin. So this especially you have to focus on these three, especially karyotype, heterochromatin and euchromatin. These will come as a short question. And next important thing here, ultrastructure of chromosomes. So what is the ultrastructure of chromosome? So again to explain here, what is the generally what is the chemical composition? DNA and protein, right? So to explain that structure here again the models will be there. So first thing is the nucleosome solenoid model. So this is nucleosome solenoid. Before going to the nucleosome, folded fiber model is there. No? So first we will see folded fiber model. So according to this here, the chromosomes, okay, the chromatin, the chromosomes are generally here made up of chromatin fibers, right? The chromatin fibers, how the chromatin fibers, that is the coiling of single DNA with the double helix. Okay, so that is the DNA molecule stabilized by proteins. So that is the main concept of the folded fiber model. Then what is the nucleosome solenoid model here? So this is by the Korenberg scientists. So according to this, mean the chromatin. Okay, so that is actually that is appearance like a string of beads. That strings, the beads only we are calling here nucleosome. So according to this here, that is having the C here core-like structure, that having that histone proteins as well as the linker DNA. See here histone proteins are the actually the this having and actomer of histone proteins. Okay, means like H2A, H2B, okay, H3 and H4. So these are the four. No, this is the double will be there. So actomer means 8 will be there, and H1 is separately. So these histone proteins are you see tied. Okay, they are tied up with the thread-like structure. This is called as a linker DNA. You're seeing no? This is only here. Okay, so these are the beads actually. These beads. Okay, if you can imagine, these beads are a thread with the tied with the thread. So this is the it's the structure of our model of the nucleosome model, our chromosome structure. Okay, right. So this is the normal. It's very important question, and it's a special type of chromosomes. So in these two types will be there, ma. Means this is the extra. That is the reason special type of chromosomes. Gain chromosomes as well as the B chromosomes. In this specially gain chromosomes, large size chromosomes, Palatine chromosomes are very important. Lamb-rich chromosomes. As this is SA special type of chromosomes. So then you have to write about these all three. So especially you have to focus on Palatine chromosome and a Lamb-rich chromosome. This is the Palatine chromosome structure. So actually this is a such a what is the main thing means that many chromonemata, okay, so they are 100 times, okay, 100 DNA molecules with a regardicide compared to the normal DNA. So here mainly focus these in these bands and then interbands both will be there. This in the structure. Okay, alternate with the bands and interbands. So the DNA proteins are present in the this one means which one inter interbands. Okay, so this is a highly condensed part one. So one more important thing here, these chromonemata of means polychrom just that gives the like a what we call loops or puffs. Okay, they're showing like puffs. Okay, so these bands. So this unfolded, and that sometimes there are some regions that showing the larger puffs than the normal means compared to the others. So that larger puffing, this is called as a Balbiani rings. Okay, so this is about the main points of the faulting chromosomes, bands and interbands and puffs. These are the keywords of this. Next, Lambrish chromosomes. Okay, so this is the Lambrish chromosomes that having that chromosomes are generally that having that main axis. Okay, and then this is the lateral loops will be there. Main axis and they're showing that these are the loops. Okay, and that is the reason that having the loops, no, so that is the appearance of lamp brush or test tube brush appearance of this. Okay, each loop again that having the shows the single DNA molecules that's unfolded from the chromosomes. Okay, so this is the about the briefly about the Lambrish chromosome, but very important question, special type of chromosomes, right? And next coming to the cell division. So here cell division, B chromosomes means this is the smaller chromosomes. Okay, this is also called as a normal because these are usually have the normal structure but somewhat the smaller than the autosomes. Okay, so cell division. So in the cell division here actually two are will be there very important things. Now what is this here? Mitosis and then meiosis. But in between the mitosis, in between means two mitotic divisions, the resting period will be there. So that is called here interphase. That is very important. See, this is the diagram. Okay, so the resting phase between the two mitotic division, so that is called interphase. In this, what happened actually, the interphase means that there is no division of chromosomes. Okay, but the nucleus and remain metabolic activity, they are all there. See here in this cell cycle, G1 and S phase and G1 means gap 1. This is the synthesis period and this is a gap 2. So in the G1 what happened? The cell will growth and synthesis, the DNA replication occur in this. And due to everything, whatever requirements for the mitotic division, that all preparations under G2. Okay, so then that enters into the mitotic division, mitosis. What is a mitosis? Where it's occurred means that is mitosis occurs in the somatic cells, right? Means in the vegetative cells. So what is the main important points of the mitosis? Means what is the main stages and this means you all know prophase and metaphase, anaphase and then telophase. Okay, so what happened in the prophase means that actually first phase, right? So in this the chromatin material gradually what we call condensed into form like a chromosomes. Okay, so that chromosomes are evenly distributed in the nuclear activity. Okay, so slowly then later that nuclear membrane, the nucleus will be slowly up disappeared in the prophase one. See, this is prophase. Slowly the chromosomes are now freely in the cytoplasm. And next in the metaphase. So here two things will be happening. Here spindle fiber formation, equatorial plate will be formed in the metaphase. The chromosomes are in the center now. And in the anaphase here, the centromere division will be there, and that chromosomes also moves to the pole side. And the telophase here, see the cell plate will be formed. Means that means the cells separated. Here means actually that karyokinesis after that here cytokinesis also will be there. Means that cytoplasm also divided into two equal, so then the daughter cells are formed in the at the end of the telophase, right? And then meiosis. So here meiosis here, this is like in the reproductive cells, this occurs in the reproductive cells. So here again the meiosis for our community, meiosis 1 will be there and meiosis 2 will be there. Means here actually the nucleus is divided twice here. Okay, so in the meiosis one, what is the stages means again the prophase, metaphase, anaphase, telophase only. Here prophase is a means longest period, which 12 to 24 hours will be there. Only the prophase thing. So what are the main thing here means again substages are there. The first one is actually leptotype, upper one. What happened in this means the thread likes, okay, the chromosomes are here long. Okay, and then the center they showed like a bead-like structures. These are the homologous chromosomes, right? And then zygote. What you are observing here, see the synapses. Means they are pairing each other, right? That homologous pair is called a bivalence. So the bivalent synapses, the process is called a synapsis that we can see in the zygote and packaging. So the crossing over will be there, means the genetic material is exchanging here, means between the non-sister chromates. See, this is the black one, this is the white one, they are exchanging here material. So the crossing over, the recombination occurred in the packaging stage, right? And the diplotin, that repulsion will start, and the chiasma, this X shape will be there, the joint. So that is means move from the terminal stage to the middle and next end of the chromosomes. Okay, and then diakinesis. In the diakinesis, the bivalent chromosomes become more condensed and that evenly distributed, like in the nucleus. Okay, and that the nucleus that is the separated nuclear membrane, nucleus will be disappeared in the diakinesis period. And next later stage is the, as usual, metaphase. So here metaphase also bipolar spindle apparatus is formed, and the bivalent chromosomes are there. No? So they are moved to the equator themselves only. Okay, so these are the main important things in the metaphase one, and same thing in the anaphase. So here anaphase also, the homologous chromosomes are freed from each other and then they're moved to the pole side. Okay, but here undivided centromere. This is the difference here. Centromere is not dividing in the anaphase one, and then they're separated and they reach to the pole side. And in the telophase one, what happened here, during which the chromosomes start uncoiling and become elongated, right? So then the daughter nuclei are formed, and each daughter nucleus having that haploid set of the chromosomes. Then after cytokinesis, actually after karyokinesis, the cytokinesis occurs and the two haploid daughter cells are formed. Okay, so this is about the meiosis one. After that, meiosis two will be continue. Okay, means there is a same thing again, the prophase 2, metaphase 2, anaphase 2, but this is almost similar to the mitotic division only, same. Okay, so this is about that cell division, and it's very important here difference between the mitosis and meiosis, where it occurs. For example, mitosis, so it occurs in the what we call in the haploid as well as the diploid, but meiosis occurs in only the diploid organisms, right? And mitosis occurs in the somatic cells, but where meiosis occurs in the reproductive cells. And nucleus divides once in the mitosis but in twice in the meiosis. Like so many points you have to write in the differences between the mitosis and the meiosis. Okay, so this is briefly revision of the cell biology. Okay, in the next video I will explain about the how to prepare the genetics and key points or revision of the genetics. Okay, if you like my video, please like, share and subscribe. Thank you.